Hey guys, how we doing today? I hope you guys are off to an amazing week. Hope you've been spreading nothing but positive vibes and genuine love all around you. Today I just wanted to stop by and make you guys a video and talk to you guys about feeling alone. So many people that I talk to who are going through things often say that they feel alone. And I, at a point in my life, felt alone with things that I was going through as well. One thing that I had to realize, and one thing that I want you guys to realize, is that you are never alone in anything that you are dealing with. As long as you're not the only person on the earth, you are never alone with anything that you are dealing with. Everybody on this earth is all struggling with something in some way, shape, form, or fashion. There are people that are struggling with finances. There are people that are struggling with substance abuse. There are people that are struggling with parenting. There are people that are struggling with their health. There are people that are struggling with so many different things in this world that you cannot at all feel like you are alone. And the reason I say that is because a lot of the times we look at what we're going through, and because no one else around us is going through that specific thing, we feel like we're alone. When at the end of the day, of course, no one around us is going through it, and if they are, they're not going to speak on it. But there's somebody in the next state over going through it, or the next city over going through the same thing. So you have to be vocal about what it is that you're going through. And once you are vocal and you open up about what it is that you're going through, then you'll open the doors for other people to speak to you, and you'll open the doors for other people to vent to you and relate to you about what it is that you are going through, because they feel comfortable. So many times we don't make our peers feel comfortable to speak to us about what it is we're going through, because they feel like you're going to judge them, or they feel like we feel like they're going to look down on us. So we don't speak about the things that we're really going through, and then that's what leads us to go in our shell and start feeling alone. The reason that you have to speak about it, though, is because once you go in that shell and once you start feeling alone, that's when you start doing things to fill the void. A lot of times people pick up a substance, whether it's alcohol or drugs or whatever the case may be, where they pick up some kind of substance to kind of fill that void so they don't feel alone. Or sometimes people turn very mean and very angry because they feel alone, and now they're taking it out on their loved ones instead of just talking to their loved ones about what it is that they're feeling with inside, or what it is that they're struggling with. Now they're taking their struggle out on their loved ones, and they become abusive, physically abusive or verbally abusive, or whatever it is. So this is why it's important for you to speak up and talk about what it is that you are dealing with, so that you can have that support system. Once you open up and you start building a support system, then you won't have that feeling of being alone anymore. And then once you don't have that feeling of being alone anymore, then you feel amazing, because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one that goes through this. So let me just speak from myself. When I have a child that you guys probably hear a lot throughout my videos. And when I had her, I went through postpartum depression for 6 weeks. And because no one near me or no one close to me that I knew went through postpartum, I felt like I was alone. And it wasn't until I reached out to a group of women that were all going through postpartum that I start feeling as at ease, because it's like, now I know, because I opened up, I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not the only one going through this, and thank God I don't have it as worse as some of these women that I'm talking to. And a lot of times, I know for me, and I hate to say it, but it's the honest truth, hearing cases that were worse than my case helped me get over going through postpartum. Um, I would hear stories about women who wanted to hurt their children. I never got to that point where I wanted to hurt my daughter. Or I would hear stories about women who would leave their children and have to take a break from their children. I never was to that point with my child, to where I didn't want to be around her because I was going through postpartum. I actually talked to a woman whose child was 13 years old, and she didn't have no connection to her daughter. And even at 13, she was still going through postpartum. And all of those things helped me. Hearing those things is what helped me get over my postpartum depression. But if I never opened up and never said anything or never reached out to a help group or never did anything, I might still be carrying that on me. I might still be going through that. So when I tell you the importance of reaching out to people, it's not just me talking, it's really my story. And it's really, I know this for a fact, that reaching out to someone and talking to someone can help you get through whatever it is. So let your pride down and don't feel ashamed, because you are not the only one going through anything that you are going through. So reach out to somebody, reach out to a help group, reach out to a neighbor, reach out to somebody that you feel comfortable speaking with, and let them know what it is that you're going through. And a lot of times those people have resources that you don't even know about because they went through it. And I say that because my daughter is about to be 5 years old. I never walk around every day saying, hey, I went through postpartum. Hey, how you doing? I'm Brandy. I went through postpartum. But once someone opens up to me, once a woman opens up to me and says, I dealt with postpartum depression, or I am dealing with postpartum depression, well, then I share with them the resources that I had when I went through postpartum depression, and this helps them. But the point is that none of this gets done if we don't talk about it. None of this gets done if we stay in our shells and if we keep trying to deal with things on our own because we're too embarrassed or we're too prideful to reach out to somebody and say that we need help. So, all in all, if you need help, if you're going through anything in life, understand that you are not alone. You are not the only person that's going through it. Call a helpline of some sort. Call on a friend, reach out to a neighbor. There's always someone around you to talk to that can help you with some kind of resource with whatever that you're going through. Just don't feel alone, okay? So even reach out to me if you have issues. You guys know I own a nonprofit that's all about helping people. You can reach out to me, and whatever resources that I have, I'll be more than happy to try to I'll be more than happy to share those resources with you to try to get you, to help you get through whatever it is that you're going through. Because the goal is to have you, I don't want anybody to give up on themselves and commit suicide or indulge in so many substances because they feel alone that they end up harming themselves. So I have nothing but genuine love for everybody. And I want everybody to be successful in whatever it is that you guys are striving to be successful in. But in doing that, throughout your process, you have to open up and you have to be honest with yourself about what it is that you're going through, and just know that you are not alone. I promise you are not alone. All right? So we're going to end that there. I love you guys for real. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys next week.